For those that have been under a rock or not in Johannesburg, Comic-Con Africa is back and bigger than ever following a great first showing on the continent last year. 2019 was the second bite at the Cosplay cherry and has everything from Marvel superheroes to DC Comics, zombies, and fantasy warriors at its new home in Gallagher Convention Centre in Midrand, Johannesburg. This followed calls for a bigger, better venue than last year's Kyalami Grand Prix. Last year, over 45,000 visitors and exhibitors came through the gates, but this year, organizers were expecting over 60,000 people, a number they were already close to prior to the Tuesday Heritage Holiday in South Africa. But Comic-Con Africa, like its international counterparts, has grown to incorporate the meteoric rise of esports. Listed mobile network giant Telkom put up over 1.14 million rand combined prize money for teams playing in the Telkom VS Gaming Masters tournament. This was also a bump from last year.
It's really been one of those long-term investments for Telkom. We've been in the business for over 11 years and having seen where esports could grow, and it's only really, if you look at it internationally, growing to phenomenal levels at the moment. And I think for us it's been that big bet that we're taking for long-term, and we're definitely committed to it. It's not as profitable as everyone sees, but it's about growing the business incrementally and seeing where it's going to take us all to the future, and it's definitely a huge future growth opportunity for Telkom. Last year we started our schools league, which is basically introducing a lot more league management and esports within high schools within South Africa. We've grown from 12 schools to up to 36 schools within this year. We're also looking at introducing a varsities league so as to also tap into the varsity market and the esports market in that regard. We're also looking at partnerships with a lot of township sports leagues, supporting them, as well as participating in some of the functions and functions and events that they hold. For us, we're really making sure that everyone is a gamer. That's our mantra, and we're ensuring that we are making it accessible to as many people as possible.
Another lesson from last year was the Falcons' failure to land at Comic-Con Africa. This year, organizers secured two big names in Captain James T. Kirk of the USS Enterprise in the Star Trek series, otherwise known as William Shatner, and for the younger audience, Elijah Michelson from The Vampire Diaries, aka Daniel Gillies. But at Comic-Con, everyone can be a superhero for the day.
I think last year's wasn't really marketed well, where this year it was all over TV, all over billboards, so it was really marketed well, and I think that's why we have the outcome that there is today.
And I think the noise that we are creating so far, the outfits that you're seeing people wearing and walking towards this environment is actually drawing people in.
This pop culture, especially the comic book pop culture, encouraging us was the ability to actually read.
Honestly, with the bringing of Comic-Con into Africa, I think everyone has an idea of what it is by now, and with the media being exposed, everyone should have an idea of what Comic-Con is by now.
We're in horror, comics, all the stuff like D&D, so it's more just to see the culture here.
So if you're in and around Johannesburg, Comic-Con Africa is a chance to celebrate Heritage Day in hero mode.